Hi everybody, ako dahil si Dave and this is my first tech video I guess. Today, pag-review na to ang Google Pixel 6a. So for context lang, this was first released back in July 2022 and I bought this pag November lang this year. So fairly recent and I got this secondhand sa Shopee through this seller and yeah, today mag-review ko ano niya. So let's talk about the display aning Google Pixel 6a. So this has a Gorilla Glass 3 sa iyang front and it's an OLED and HDR panel, 1080 by 2400 pixels ang iyang resolution, and because OLED siya, it has an always-on display. It has great display, viewing angles are amazing, even when under direct sunlight. So even if hayag ang adlaw, maklaro gihapon nimo ang display sa imong Google Pixel 6a. So siguro ang main drawback ani nga display is ang iyang refresh rate, which is only 60 Hz. Pero tungod kay ang akong previous phone is an iPhone SE 2020, dili ra na ako manotice ang difference. Pero if gikan kag 90 Hz or 120 Hz nga phone, makita jud nimo ang difference between nila. If gamer pud ka, ganahan ka nga 90 Hz or 120 Hz pataas ang refresh rate sa imong display, dili na ka fan og 60 Hz, so I guess dili na ako ni ma-recommend para nimo. Ang build quality sa Pixel 6a is something to take note of. Feel na ako gitry sa Google nga to find cheaper material without making it feel so cheap. Ang front display niya is protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Not really the newest form of protection pero still better than no protection. Ang frame niya is made of aluminum which feels nice sa kamot nimo when holding it. And ang luyo niya is made of plastic. Pero at first look, wala na ako napansin nga plastic siya. It really feels sturdy and premium feeling kaayo siya. Since ang back niya is made of glossy plastic, prone kaayo siya to fingerprints. If you hate seeing smudges sa layo sa imong Pixel 6a, I suggest getting a case or D-brand skins. Please, sponsor me. Char. Ang back pud niya is also prone to scratches. And as you can see, sa layo sa ako ang Pixel 6a, naana siya scratch somewhere there. It came with it. Dili ni ako ang sala. Pero since again second hand naman siya, so it's something dapat natong i-consider when buying secondhand. So originally this came out with Android 12, pero karon I got it updated to Android 14 and it's running on the Google Tensor chip, the very first generation. It has an octa-core CPU and ang GPU niya is Mali G78 MP20. Mo niyang same nga chip nga makita nato sa Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. This means nga capable ra jud siya for any kind of task nga imong buhaton ani nga phone. To be honest, dili ko gamer and dili ko hilig magdula og games sa akong phone. Pero based sa ubang reviews, they said nga capable siya to run even high-end games nga dili mag-stutter ang performance. Again, like what I said earlier, if you're looking for a higher refresh rate, so no-go ang Pixel 6a since it's only running at 60 Hz. Pero if you're okay with 60 frames per second na gaming, okay ra jud kay ang Pixel 6a. In my everyday use, wala po kayo na-encounter nga issue so far. And I think because Pixel phone ni siya, mas optimize siya to perform well, especially with the stock Android software. So walay bloatware, walay additional software, stock ra jud and bare bones nga version sa Android. Okay, so right now na-update na ako siya to Android 14 and expected pa ni siya to be updated until July 2025. I don't think makuha na nato ang Android 16, probably up until Android 15 lang since ang major update sa Android comes right around October or September. So up until next year lang ang major software updates ang atong makuha. Pero makadawat gyapon ta og security updates until August 2027. To think, this came out with Android 12. 3 major software updates ang makuha ani nga phone, which is great na for the price. One problem or issue I found lang siguro is ang update duration niya. So para na ako medyo taas siya compared to my iPhone. So when updating my iPhone from iOS 16 to 17, dali ra jud siya, like wala mabtag usa ka oras. Pero when I updated my Google Pixel, taas jud kayo siya. Like, very, very long. And bisag kusog pa among internet connection. Yeah, it still took quite some time para mahuman ang update. Ang main camera ani is 12.2 megapixels with an f1.7 aperture and usa ka 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Ang main camera sensor ani has been the same since the Pixel 3, which goes to show nga bisag medyo karaan ang sensor ani, bawion ra jud sa iyahang software capabilities. Compared sa ubang phones nga same ra pod ang sensor nga gigamit sa Pixel 6a, maingon ako nga dako ra jud kaayo ang difference and mas superior ang Pixel 6a when it comes to camera performance. Another highlight sa Pixel 6a is ang iyahang image processing, especially sa gabi. Kay naa siya night sight nga feature and it shows how much more capable ang camera sa Pixel and its borderline flagship level. So makita nimo diri sa akong sample photos nga when taking photos at night, it lifts the shadow up and it preserves the highlights. It doesn't clip out and you can see the very great dynamic range capabilities of the Pixel 6a. And makompare nimo siya even with phones that are twice or like 3 times much more expensive than the Pixel 6a. So aside sa main camera, naapod ni siya ultra-wide camera and very consistent ang iyang performance with the main camera. Great dynamic range, natural ra ang colors para nako, and very usable for social media posting. When it comes to video, it's capable of 4K 60 frames per second. It has great dynamic range, especially compared sa akong previous phone. And the EIS is also pretty good in handling movement. Pero I actually still prefer my iPhone SE. I guess it boils down to preference with what you think is better than the other. May advantages ang Pixel 6a pero nasa advantages ang iPhone. Like for example, I think the iPhone has better stabilization when it comes to video. I think it also has a better picture quality in terms of like the overall look of the video. Mas nindot ang dynamic range performance sa Pixel 6a. And you can see it here when taking a video outside. You can see na mas maklaro ang sky when compared to my iPhone. Pero just in the overall performance of the video, I actually still prefer my iPhone SE. When it comes to photos, this is way better. Pero when it comes to video, I'd still go with my iPhone. Okay, so another good thing about this phone is ang iyahang battery life. So when I got this phone, like what I said, second-hand na siya. And I used Accu battery to check the battery health of the phone. And it came out nga 99% pa ang battery health. So I'm not sure how accurate that is. Pero I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Naani siya ay 4,410 mAh nga battery. Bali, duha ka types of use cases ang akong gisulayan. One is at home. Gikan buntag hangtod gabi and nakakuha kog around 7 hours and 40 minutes nga screen on time. And ang other use case nako is when working outside, kanang magamit kog mobile data, camera ug uban pa. And nakakuha kog around 6 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time. So para nako kaya ra jud sugdan og humanon ang adlaw nga dili magamit og charger or power bank. Speaking of magamit og charger, 18 watts ra ang charging speed sa Pixel 6a. Compared sa ubang phones around this price, hinay ra siya since naay ubang smartphones around this price nga kaya ang 65 watts pataas nga charging speed. Pero para nako, di ra kayo siya big deal since gabi ra man sa ko mag-charge. Like what I said, gamiton ra man ako siya whole day. I don't need to charge it. So gabi ra ako mag-charge. Pero if you're that type of person nga magamit og charger in the middle of the day, usa ni sa dapat nimo i-consider. Another thing is wala siya wireless charging. So if you're coming from a phone and wireless charging, like me, I'm coming from an iPhone SE, na siya wireless charging, pero I don't really use it that much. So I'm definitely okay with using the Pixel 6a. So I guess the biggest issue I've had with this so far is the fingerprint. It's an under-display fingerprint scanner and sometimes di siya mo register. I mean, mo register siya pero it doesn't Okay, na-recognize niya this time, pero sometimes dili niya ma-register. And like, balik-balik ko na nakabutang akong finger, I use the other fingers, I clean the screen, bisag trapuhan pa na akong microfiber, di jud siya mo scan. So one thing I forgot to mention was that na screen protector, na tempered glass ang ako ang unit. So I'm not sure if usa na sa contributing factors as to why the fingerprint scanner is not 100% working. Pero I've also read around Reddit or some other tech forums nga that's actually just murag part na jud na siya sa problem sa Pixel 6a ang iyang fingerprint scanner. So that's just a side note. I don't know if maayo na siya software update, pero when I was using Android 13, since this came out of the box with Android 13 and I updated it to Android 14, pero wala may nausab or magyapon usahay dili siya mo register ang ako ang fingerprint. So it's hit and miss, pero I guess that's the major issue I have so far. Another issue when you're buying a Pixel here in the Philippines, either mo palit kag second hand or brand new official official reseller man or dili. One major flaw with Pixels here in the Philippines kay naay regional lock ang Google Pixel. So what that means is there are some features nga dili available sa mga Pixels diri sa Pilipinas. So one of that is 5G capability. So dili ka makagamit og 5G nga SIM ani. Another thing is walay VO LTE. So dili ka makagamit sa imong dito nga SIM ani. And napay other features nga dili available like call screening, kalimutan ko sa uban, pero yeah, that's one thing that I read sa Reddit before buying this. Para na ako, dili man siya big deal, pero if you're the type of person nga magamit og 5G nga data and magamit og dito nga SIM, so that's one thing na dapat nimong i-consider since dili man nimo siya magamit diri sa imong Pixel 6a. So, that's the end of this review. I hope you like this review and I hope nakatabang ni siya para ninyo. And yeah, looking forward to making more tech reviews if makahimo ko. That's it. Ang main camera sensor ani has been... Damn, Choco.